All right, yo, we're recording. What is up, everyone? It's currently 2 a.m., but we had to come with the live reaction after UFC 252. We got a new member with us, David Burrell. Doesn't like to show his face much, but he's coming out tonight because he's got some stuff he wants to talk about, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, Jake and I were in disagreement on some things, and so I think it's right that I come on here and set them straight.
Yeah, so we were just on Instagram in our little group chat arguing about the O'Malley Vera fight. I'll just put it out there. Brown and I were on the side of saying that kind of like it wasn't looking good for O'Malley despite the injury, and he thought that it's unfair to even say that because the injury is what he thinks really decided the whole fight. So
Yeah,
we'll let you talk first. We'll let you talk first.
I'm just not gonna count the man out based on like one injury. Like he might be injury prone. That could be a factor in his career, but I'm not gonna say that he's never gonna fight again or he's never gonna win again because of his injury. Like because I think it's clear that the injury caused the stoppage. Like I mean, like this. I'm not the direct stoppage. Like he clearly started to take some damage on the ground, and I thought it was a good stoppage. But I think that the fight was going a certain way, where Sean was doing a really good job of staying on the outside and kicking well. He landed like at least two nice leg kicks, and he landed one really hard body kick to the liver that I remembered. And Cheeto seemed, I don't know, he seemed like he couldn't really close the distance for a minute, and then next thing I know, I see Sean, limping on his back leg, and that's obviously going to affect his mobility, and like from that point on, he just wasn't able to keep the distance anymore, which is obviously his style. He needs that, like if he wants to win, especially against Cheeto, who likes to push forward. And I just think that he was compromised. Like he hurt his leg, he was doing well, and then he hurt his leg, and the whole tide of the fight clearly changed. And then yeah, he did kind of. I think the stoppage, like what happened? He went to like throw a kick or something, and then he like fell.
Dude, I think it was punches actually, and he just fell after like the punching exchange.
No, I don't think he got punched and fell. He
No,
like
no, no, no. Like
He fell on his.
he threw a
From what I saw, he fell on
combo,
his own.
and then he
yeah
like
yeah
went to back out, and he fell. I
yeah
think.
yeah like so like he was clearly compromised. Like he couldn't walk right. Like he fell for a reason, and then I think the
No,
ground.
it's not like he got dropped.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
But
he gets
what happened on the ground was clearly legit. Like I don't know, like he landed some shots on the ground.
yeah,
Like O'Malley was seeing stars for a second
yeah,
there. So
dude. And like when he
I
went
think
to
it
his
was a
back,
really
I got a
good.
little nervous for him.
Yeah, I think it was a really good stoppage that Herb didn't let him take any more damage because the fight was clearly over. Like Sean wasn't gonna come out in that second round and do anything on one foot.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
given that
stoppage was
scenario,
whack, but his leg was hurt. So
Yeah,
that his leg was hurt, I think Herb made the right call because it's not like he was gonna, as Jake said, it's not like he's gonna come back on that leg after taking
yeah,
those shots and those elbows. He think he
yeah.
was just
That was
too
just
out
some
of it.
hard shots too.
you know, like I don't think Herb stops that fight if the leg isn't injured, which is why I get it. I think that is why he stopped it because there was no
Yeah,
point. Yeah,
yeah.
we could agree on that. But let me
So
say, before I let Burrell go ahead, Heath. Wait,
I think
wait.
in
Let me
that
say
10 minute
this. Let
what
me say this real quick. The way I was seeing things before he got hurt, I was just getting this feeling that O'Malley was starting, like he was against the fence. He had landed some good strikes, but it seemed like he was getting off a little less and less, and it just seemed I was getting a feeling that second, third round. I think O'Malley's one of those guys who's probably the best at his best in the first round.
that's true.
I didn't like what I really didn't like what I was seeing. I Because I feel like for O'Malley at first I was like, okay, they're just feeling each other out. O'Malley obviously kind of relies on you to act so he could react. I think that's how he fights. But then Cheeto wasn't really reacting to whatever O'Malley was putting at him, and I think if Cheeto comes out in the second round and started putting pressure on him, I don't think it would have looked well for O'Malley. That's
I just don't see what you're going off of. Like Cheeto didn't do anything until he got hurt. He
I
didn't
don't
do
think it's the
anything.
fact that Cheetah did something. I think it's the fact that Sean was getting prevented from doing anything. At one point, I
Well,
rewatched the
no, he
fight
was
since
keeping his
it
distance. If
happened.
he keeps his distance, he wins, and that's what he was doing until he got hurt.
Yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, there's that one point in which Joe mentioned it. He said that, you know, O'Malley's holding back and you see him, they're like standing off, and he wasn't falling for, O'Malley's feints. And Cheetah was thinking to himself, I'm not going to jump in, I'm going to wait. And that's like that, as Musk is saying, may have been a turn of the tide in which we may have gone on to see in the second and third round Cheetah really doing something.
I thought I heard them saying how Cheeto was biting on his feints. He was reacting.
At first.
At first he was, but then he started to slow down and, read out O'Malley a bit more.
Yeah,
and then not get anything off until he was hurt.
I mean, yeah, he didn't get anything off, but I believe Cheeto in the post-fight interview when he said, I wanted to feel him out the first round, see what he got. We know he has a right hand.
I'm not saying that Cheeto wasn't going to win. I'm just saying that we don't know what was going to happen.
I mean, we don't know what was going to happen, but there's a clear disagreement here in the fact that what I saw from O'Malley in round one, despite Cheeto not landing anything, I was just thinking that by no stretch of the imagination was O'Malley going to get better in the second and the third round. I don't think that was going to happen. So if anything, it was going to be a close fight. And it's like you throw O'Malley in there with finally like a legit in his prime fighter like Cheeto Vera, and he immediately really kind of just didn't seem to be able to do what he does.
I just really don't know like what you're going off of like Cheeto, sure, even if he stopped reacting to his feints, yeah. I just don't understand how you could say that, how you can think that like you saying that Cheeto would have went on to win is any different from me saying that I think Sean would have went on to win. And I'm not even saying that.
Well, that's not even what I just said. What I just said was kind of that.
That is what you said.
No, what I just said was that. No, what I just said was that I don't think What I just said was I don't think O'Malley looked special tonight at all.
What?
I said I don't think O'Malley really looked special tonight at all. That's what I was getting at compared to his previous fights. Like you finally put him in there with someone like Vera, and when he
I definitely didn't think
he had a couple leg kicks to show for it. It was clearly going to be a competitive fight.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think he was just going to be able to get him out of there. I thought it was going to be a real good fight, like a real back and forth fight.
And I do think O'Malley getting hurt had to do with Cheeto checking some leg kicks.
Yeah, something definitely happened. I'm not sure, but I liked what I saw from O'Malley. He was keeping his distance until he got hurt, and he was throwing those kicks. That's his game. Like I don't see how. I don't see what you saw O'Malley do wrong until he got hurt.
It was Burrell.
He was circling. Yeah, he was starting to get him against the cage, but he was circling out of it.
I think Burrell, right? It was more kind of what he wasn't doing.
What he wasn't doing, what he was unable to keep on doing. Like he started off strong. I think that Cheeto came in with the mindset of I'm willing to give up a close 10-9 round in the first round in order to feel him out and get him going, and then from there on out, I'll try and pick him off in the second and third round. I think that he was willing to give that first because he's a good starter.
Cheeto wasn't fighting like Cheeto per se in terms of the pace. So if anything, he was going to turn it up, right?
But I don't see how that makes you like. I just don't see how you guys are so certain that Cheeto would have went on to win if O'Malley didn't get injured.
I'm not certain, but I just think that he would have put on a good showing as compared to any of the previous opponents that Sean has faced.
Yeah, that's what I said. It would have been a competitive back and forth fight. But I didn't see, I saw O'Malley doing exactly what he was supposed to do until he got hurt. And Cheeto was doing exactly what he was supposed to do, too.
I feel like we've just reached a point here with O'Malley where I don't think he was getting out of that fight unscathed tonight regardless. I'm not saying I'm not even going to say he's going to lose.
I'm never going to argue that he was.
Yeah, but then he did get hurt. So now I'm saying, as much as I hate to say it, as much as I like the guy, I'm questioning the bone density like we were talking about. I'm questioning this guy. He broke his foot against some bum in one of his first couple fights on a head kick. And it
was the same injury tonight.
If you're a striker like that, you can't be getting these fractured bones so easily.
Yeah,
the way I see it, it's gonna keep on happening.
Yeah, he hasn't had that lifetime of like kicking like bamboo trees or whatever they do in Thailand.
Yeah,
Banana
and
trees.
I think I'm kind of disappointed because I'm going out on a
It's
limb here.
worrisome.
I'm going out on a limb here and saying I'm off the hype train entirely.
Yeah, I think it's a ridiculous statement to write him off already. He's clearly still super talented, and yeah, we really haven't seen him fight that much at all. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you think about the ground game you've seen from him. We've seen nothing, and we've heard that he's doing very well and that he's
yeah, exactly.
flying through rankings in jiu-jitsu.
Like his last two fights were early, very very early stoppages where he looked like 45 McGregor or something, and then this one, they're just like he looked good until he got hurt. So I don't see how you can write him off already.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not writing him off. It's just I don't think he's ready for people he's calling out like a Cody Garbrandt or he called out Peter Yan. I just don't think he's ready for that. I think he needs a bit more time.
I feel like that's an uneducated statement because I feel like if we would have
I
gotten
think
to
he's ready
see
for
him,
Cody.
could I finish my statement?
No, go ahead. But I
All right.
can't believe you just call that uneducated.
Because I'm just saying, if we were to see him finish that fight against someone who I believe is a top 10 guy in Chito Vera, we would have a lot more knowledge as to see how he would do against someone like Cody. Like, we literally don't know how he would have finished that fight against Chito if he wouldn't have gotten injured. Like, I'm not saying that his bone density or whatever isn't a factor, but I'm just saying that, like, you shouldn't ignore his skills just because of that.
No, that's a fair point, and we shouldn't ignore his skills. However, to say what I said earlier, we have seen a fight of him against a top-ranked opponent, and it was this one, and he lost. So as a result, given the fact that he lost, what we conclude against top-ranked opponents is that he doesn't do well against them.
The most ridiculous. This is my evidence because it is my evidence.
No, listen. Part of the reason I'm kind of upset right now is because there was so much hype going into this, right? We're almost hoping for a big performance from O'Malley.
Yeah, I'm honestly just disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I was hoping to see a good fight.
Yeah, and it's a shame that, like, if anything, I felt super unsatisfied after that. I'll agree with that. But the one other thing I was kind of concerned, even though his knee was obviously busted, the second he was on his back with Vera on top, he immediately started getting controlled. He couldn't control Vera. Vera was getting off on him way too easily.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Well, you could maybe say he had trouble with guard retention if it was his knee. That'd be a little bit difficult if you're fighting off your back with one leg. So, I mean, I'll give him credit there. Yeah, but, at the same time, he should have been defending himself a bit better.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of just like he was like he wasn't taking it too seriously, like almost like he was like taking a break or something but then Chito just jumped right on him and landed that one big bow and then he was hurt.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of in a spot where he's like, "Oh, my leg." Oh,
yeah.
So I can't take too much from that, but that was probably like the worst look.
He probably wasn't thinking too much about his head when he got
Well, Jake, you're right in that elbow. I think he did not see Chito coming at him that aggressive, and once it landed, he was too phased to come back into it.
Yeah,
that shit concussed him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You saw him? Did you see him like right when Herb stepped in? Like he put his hands up, like he was trying to still defend himself, like he was out.
Yeah.
It was like a delayed sort of like "Where am I?" type of like.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if man was out or not, but it definitely seemed like it.
Yeah.
For a second at least, which is an interesting look. Like I'm not coming out here like this O'Malley stan. Like I'm just kind of salty that I didn't see the barn burner that I was expected. Like if it was a good fight and O'Malley got swept, I would still be happy. Like I don't care if O'Malley wins or loses. I just want
look for his next fight. Honestly, I think that I'd be happy to see him against Cody Stamann. I think someone like that could be a good fight for him.
Yeah, he's got a name.
I'm gonna say this: Cody Stamann got a lot more bone density than Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Cody Stamann, he's thick built for a bantamweight.
He's also probably like 7 inches shorter. So So there are different factors to this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that if you're trying to push O'Malley, Marlon Vera was kind of the sort of guy where that, in terms of matchups, he up pretty well against O'Malley.
He's like a dark horse.
Yeah. Like, even if you gave O'Malley someone like Jimmy Rivera, I'm not saying he wins that fight, but I'm saying he probably controls it a lot easier on the feet against a smaller guy.
Yeah.
On the feet, but the thing is, Jimmy's so good at getting to the cage and clinching up with you.
Yeah, that's a whole different question.
Yeah. Like, back to that, like, bone density thing, like, I just think it's a good point. Like, I always think about, like, how much give and take there is in MMA. Like, everything is give and take. Like you can be that long, but you might also be kind of fragile, and you might hit really hard, but, like, you're not going to be able to hit that hard for that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
No,
you
it's
watch
giving
these
and take.
guys
It's
fight,
5'11". As good as it seems that he has that height, you're right. It does hold him back in that maybe it is low bone density, and maybe he will have problems like that in the future.
Yeah, that is interesting. I feel like that could be why he could make that weight at that height, because, like, he looks big. Like Cheeto looked big in his previous fights at 135, and then he looked small against O'Malley.
Yeah, I agree. And O'Malley, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, no, but yeah, when these guys fight, like, there's a lot of bone on bone sort of clashing. Like, just in the just from I remember when we went to 217, like, when you're every fight that I've seen live, like, when you see how hard they're really throwing at each other, it's like not only are they obviously like concussing each other, but they're just all around getting beat up in there.
They're destroying each other.
It's a brutal sport. I think we forget that sometimes just because of how, like, easy they make it look.
Yeah, the no crowd really gives you a lot better like a feel for that. Like, when you hear you
hear them breathing and like they're tired.
Like, when you can hear their shins clacking together, like, it sounds like you smacking a 2x4, like bricks or something.
Dude, the sounds in that Stipe DC fight.
I don't like that. That was tough to watch, like, honestly.
I mean, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah, I honestly think that if that second round had 30 more seconds on it, Stipe really could have put him away.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, that knockdown was kind of fluky. Like, he kind of caught him, like, running away. I didn't like it.
Well, he was but he kind of felt like he did in the first fight when he did, like, it was very. I mean, the second fight, the way he got dropped is very similar. How he got dropped kind of against the face, against the fence. But
like the 1-2 down the pipe, and then he stumbles forward. Like, I feel like that happened like multiple times.
Yeah, he was able to grab an underhook though. But then the way Stipe had him, like, mounted against the fence, I think if he had just kept hitting him, Garter would have probably had to stop it if it went longer.
Yeah, I don't know.
The problem with DC is, though, not to critique him, he's, the number one heavyweight in the world, right behind Stipe. It's that when he gets rocked, he has the frequency to turn his back to you and start running away. We saw that in the John Jones fight. Yeah. We saw that in this fight, and we've seen that in other fights. And so he turns his back, and it allows you to bull rush him. He needs to be better on his feet when he gets rocked, to be able to back up and be able to be like, all right, I can deal with it.
At that point.
Yeah.
He's not great at recovering, I've noticed. Even, like, in the Gustafsson fight, he was able to kind of grab onto a single leg, but when you hurt Cormier, it's usually not a pretty sight.
Yeah, I feel like the fight completely changed after he got hurt in the second round.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it's like the first fight. I mean, the first round, like, at the beginning, it was a little feely, but I think Stipe was winning the majority of the round, and then at the end, DC started coming on strong, and he cracked him, and then Stipe started. I feel like his ego, like, gets a hold of him when he gets cracked like that, and he starts to walk forward.
Yeah, definitely.
And, like, that benefits DC. So I feel like DC started to do really well in that second round and started to really feel himself again. But then he got cracked at the end of the round. He never really got his legs back.
Well, the thing about Stipe was when he got knocked down in that first fight was because he was coming away from the clinch with his hands down. He did a better job this fight at doing that. There's still one or two times where his hands were down, but he was better about it. Whenever he left the clinch, he was keeping his hands right up, and he was making sure that he wasn't too vulnerable.
He kept landing that same punch that he knocked him out with in the first fight. Like, he just kept going back to it over and over again because it kept landing. Like, I you could see it coming every single time when they were in the clinch. And then he would still throw it.
Yeah, and I mean Stipe was very aware of it too especially after he tried it a couple times again. When
Yeah,
Stipe started kind of pushing him towards the fence and doing what he was doing, that's really how he kind of, I think, I'm not gonna say survived, but he was able to
definitely.
coast a little bit in the fourth.
Yeah,
Like, I think if
yeah.
they stood on the feet, no clinching, rounds 4 and 5, I think DC was starting to have the advantage there because Stipe was getting like really flat-footed.
Yeah, Stipe was getting really tired. He literally
Yeah,
stalled. He in the fifth round, he did nothing but stall, literally.
I
Like
mean,
when you
yeah.
get double underhooks and hold someone against the fence like that, like all you're trying to do is stalling. Like he wasn't trying to go for takedowns against the fence. He wasn't even throwing knees anymore. He was literally just leaning against him with double underhooks.
Yeah, and at that point, it was kind of just like, I'm the heavyweight. I can do this.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's definitely a big factor in this trilogy, is just how much bigger of a guy Stipe is. Like DC, like he might have the same weight, but he doesn't like. It doesn't matter when you have that frame. Like it's that's a real heavyweight.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's a shame he's built that way because the thing is, he has the talent, but with you're 5'11", you're fighting someone who's 6'4", it's just that's a big difference. That's
Yeah, like
you know.
what if man like fought in middleweight? Because like that's where he wrestled. I think like in college, like at 184.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think he could do a real hell of a job down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he takes shots better in his gut due to the fact that he has something protecting it. But at the same time, yeah, I wish he was better with his diet. I mean, I don't doubt that he was,
I
but at the
mean,
same time, I think he probably could have managed it a lot better than he did throughout his career.
he
when you
struggled to make 205.
Yeah, when you look at him now, there's no way he would ever be able to make 185.
Yeah,
He's just like got a like large torso. Like
yeah, yeah,
like he's got a belly, but like I don't know, when you look like at the like how round like his chest and like shoulders are, like he's just a big guy. Like I don't think I really doubt I don't think he like I really doubt he's like uncommitted when it comes to like his diet, conditioning, and stuff
yeah.
like that. I think that's kind of just his body type.
Yeah,
What, what I thought was interesting about tonight is like they both made adjustments, and I think that's kind of why it went 5 rounds.
Yeah,
It was, end of the day, like take away like kind of my personal feelings between watching all the stuff with DC and Steve A. Just watching it from a MMA perspective, like it was a great fight because
Mhm.
what I saw was kind of how like Stipe did come out. Stipe was really good at kind of keep even DC said it. He didn't overextend
Yeah,
himself at all. But then at the same time, you could tell while DC he did obviously get off his little shots in the clinch, but
yeah.
he wasn't grabbing the hands as much tonight, and that was
Grab
definitely
his
'cause of
hands
the
at
body
all.
shots. That was 100% because he knew the body shots would have.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
even like his guard was a little bit lower. I felt like, and
yeah,
more tucked in towards his body. And then
yeah,
obviously for Stipe, what he did was make that adjustment in the clinch where he did get caught a few times in the clinch, just like DC got caught with body shots a few times. But
yeah.
Stipe was able to kind of push DC against the fence to avoid the punches from the clinch. So they really did kind of cancel each other out. And I think a lot of it
Yeah.
came down to Stipe
I
being the bigger guy.
I
And
said
yeah,
all right.
yeah. I was just gonna say also that the eye definitely did hinder DC, especially from seeing Stipe's right hand.
Yeah, all right.
well, Stipe also took that eye poke right in the beginning. You could see I think it was his left eye that was blown up by the end of the fight. Not blown up, but it was red. You
I
could see
think
that he took
it was
some
like
damage.
Yeah.
the damage on the eyes was different though.
But
Yeah,
DC's eye was I noticed before the eye poke, Cormier's eye was looking like weird
Yeah,
because
his eye. Yeah,
he
his
was
eye.
looking weird.
It did start to get hurt before the eye poke. Like something happened before the eye
Yeah.
poke.
Like it got droopy a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the eye poke happened, and then he definitely couldn't see after that shit. But I said in like the prediction and the podcast before this fight, because I was really interested to see if DC would try to grab his hands, like you said, again in this fight, and I said that if he didn't, I was wondering how that would affect the striking game, and it clearly showed to play a big part because DC didn't reach to grab his hands at all in this fight because he was afraid of those body shots. And because of that, I feel like he wasn't really able to get his boxing off as well as he was able to in those first two fights. Because when you look at those, like DC was kind of tuning him up on the feet. Like when you look at like all the time they had spent in the octagon before tonight, like DC was winning for a majority of that time because he was grabbing his hands and stuff. But like it's so interesting how that one body shot just completely changed the entire fight. Because I was going into this thinking that DC was just the better fighter, because he had won so much of their previous fights that he'd just be able to outbox him and out wrestle him. But that one little adjustment just showed to change everything.
Yeah.
No, I was impressed with Stipe's performance. I thought he did a great job. I scored that if not 48-47, 49-46. Like I think he just outclassed him.
Yeah, I feel like if you go round by round, I feel like if you, at least for me, because I'm a DC guy, you can definitely make it a little iffy because.
Yeah.
But like looking at it overall, like Stipe definitely won that fight. But like just going round by round, if I want to play the devil's advocate here, I feel like Cormier won 4 and 5.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure decisively because
I was willing to give
5?
Cormier round 1.
I'll give him 1 and 4 maybe.
You could give Stipe 5, but I just don't think he did any damage in that round. He just held him in the clinch. Like DC definitely landed.
He outlanded DC though.
I mean, how much? Who's counting those shots? Those shots.
I honestly
like when it comes to actual damage.
I counted round 5 as like one of those Usman rounds where it's like he held him against the cage, and as a result, since he had control, it's going to him.
Cormier did tag him a couple times in that round, so I think that clearly does more damage than holding him against the clinch. I'm just saying you could give.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you in terms of a fight. Like if I saw that in the street, I'd be like, oh yeah, Cormier is definitely doing better. But in terms of the sport aspect, I'd probably have to give that to Stipe.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely depends how you score rounds. I definitely score rounds more based on damage than control.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I was watching that 5th round and I was like, it's close because DC definitely landed more combos. Stipe did land a combo or 2, but DC landed more. So, but then once I saw the striking differential in that round, even though it was little shots from Stipe, I knew that would give Stipe the round.
I never believed those stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, because it's like we don't know who's counting those stats. We don't know what they consider a strike, and like I know what does damage when I see it. Like I feel like they count stuff that doesn't matter.
If you do want to go from like a damage perspective, rounds 2 and 3 by Stipe were just absolutely dominant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually he.
I forgot I had this. I just pulled it out of my closet.
Think about that. 2 and 3 were dominant if you go by damage, but then 4, 5, and 1.
He really like when he dropped him, he kind of just went for it. You know what I mean? That was really the only time in the fight where Stipe kind of was able to pressure DC to the point where he had him guessing.
Yeah, DC he really just like doesn't know what to do when he gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's
that weird running thing, and it's like you gotta kind of back up and be calm and composed, but he's not. He seemed kind of out of it at the end of the second round. Like I'm shocked that DC didn't really go pressure heavy in the beginning of that 3rd round, really try and get the finish there.
You're covering your mic, bro.
Oh fuck. My bad. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, it's just kind of muffled.
Okay.
Maybe you should take your damn babushka off.
You don't like my hat? All right. Anyways. Yeah. No. I think I think he should have really bull rushed him in the 3rd, and yet he didn't, which I was a little confused about.
Yeah. I was really concerned that DC was gonna get stopped. Like I was sitting back in my chair and I just felt an empty feeling in my gut.
Dude, I mean DC going back to his stool, not okay. DC coming off his stool, not okay.
Dude, but he looked bad on his stool.
Within the first minute, though, what happened was they clinched, and then after the clinch, I thought DC kind of was back a little bit.
Hmm.
because then you
Third
saw
round,
Whenever Stipe went after him, he started clipping him again.
the
But dude,
third
I was ready
round,
for Stipe too in that fight a couple times when Cormier came with some like swinging, looping right hands. Those were some big punches.
yeah, like Stipe got tagged a lot in that fight
Yeah.
again. I mean, not as much as
Yeah.
it obviously, but it's still surprising how well his chin holds up.
Yeah. Well, as Joe was saying, he took shots against Ngannou, so it proves he could take shots. But even in this fight, there were still times where he did come out of the clinch with his hands low and he got tagged. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap, I can't believe he's still up. Like, I can't believe he didn't take a bigger
He
hit than
he
that.
got his knees buckled at least twice in that fight.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, they were both dead tired in the 5th round, but
Yeah.
Stipe was having major issues boxing just because of when you
Yeah.
stand in front of DC, he's gonna just hit you.
Yeah, Stipe was way too tired to stand in front of DC in that
Yeah.
5th round, and that's why he stole his ass off. I was like if DC like put a stamp on that 5th round, I would have given it to him. But instead, Stipe just
Yeah.
fucking stole his ass off.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of salty. But
And dude, they had me convinced it was 2-2 going into the 5th.
yeah,
I
right.
was pretty convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't have been shocked either. I had it 47-48. So, yeah, I had it 2-2.
Yeah. I don't
But-
see how you give that 5th round to Stipe though. Like,
Really?
I mean, I see it why, but I don't agree with it.
So, did you score for DC winning?
No, I still don't think he wins.
How'd you score it?
I'd probably give 1, 2, and 3 to Stipe.
That's surprising. You gave 1 to Stipe. I gave 1 and 4 to DC.
See, I mean, if I wanted to make a case for DC, if I went round by round, I'd probably give it to DC just because I'm biased and because it's like I think Cormier won the 4th and the 5th round just based on damage. I think Stipe was really just trying to stall in those rounds. In the 3rd round, Stipe, I mean, that was another kind of round where nothing like that was where they kind of both just rested, but Stipe was controlling him
I
against.
think it was like 49-18 in strikes by
Yeah,
Stipe.
yeah. That round was still clearly Stipe's, but like nothing significant happened in that round. And then round 2, Cormier was winning for most of it decisively, and then he got hurt really bad at the end. And then the first one was opposite, but a little bit less, where Stipe was winning a little bit, and then he got hurt at the end of it, and not as bad as DC got hurt in the second.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised how tonight it was kind of like Stipe came out looking better.
Yeah.
In the 1st round, that surprised me. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it was all about the distance for him. Like that. I really think that body shot really changed everything because DC couldn't just walk forward anymore.
Like that first one that he uncorked.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
I started to get worried in the 1st round because he was really digging in the 1st round already, but he didn't really go back to it after.
Yeah, no.
After that,
I was like, "Where are your adjustments, DC?"
Yeah, right.
Man was talking like he wasn't gonna get hit to the body. Then Stipe comes out.
Literally the 1st round, the exact same punch. It's like, come on, where's the adjustment?
Yeah.
So I know DC said he was going to retire after this fight.
Yeah.
But like, do you see him doing it? Do you really think he's going to go out on a loss?
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah.
Like, did you hear him talking to Joe? That was really sad.
That was
No, I didn't see it. My thing started buffering after the decision.
Yeah, he was like at the end of it, he was just like, he was like, I'm gonna deal with this. He was like, it's tough coming out like on the losing end of 2 like massive like, Jones and Stipe, like 2 massive. The first one wasn't a trilogy, but
but in those, I guess, rivalries, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like coming out on the losing end of that, like the Olympics, like, or what did he say? He was like, coming out on the losing end of 2 trilogies, it's tough, but I'm gonna deal with this the way I've dealt with all my other losses. But
the way he said it was just so.
He just sounded so defeated.
Yeah.
Like man wasn't coming back.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I got kind of mad when I saw John Jones on Twitter tonight.
Yeah.
What do you say?
They give it a break, dude. Man's talking about how he's gonna beat Stipe. He's like, I'll avoid the right hand, and I'll just be too good.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel bad for DC because if it wasn't for John Jones, he'd be the best light heavyweight of all time. If it wasn't for Stipe Miocic, he'd be the best heavyweight of all time. He's just unfortunate that those two men exist at the same time as him.
I mean, but if I'm being honest, Cormier could have won that fight tonight.
He totally could have.
If
Yeah.
he didn't get hurt in the second round, that was huge. That won Stipe the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it took the second round, and then it also took the beginning of the third round, which sealed that for him. So those are two rounds right there.
DC was winning that second round handily, and then he just stole it from him with that.
Probably. Yeah, no, and I mean,
and he gave him the third too.
It's fair that he quote stole it because that was the biggest part of the round, and so as a result, it's only fair that he gets that round.
Yeah, and then the third round, DC was just recovering, so that gave him the third round too.
Well, because for the first minute 30 seconds of round 3, he was backpedaling. You saw Stipe was throwing strikes, and Daniel Cormier was just trying to duck and dive and dodge and trying to get out of the way. It's not like he was countering anything. Yeah, the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Yeah. But he was lucky. I don't know if he was lucky, but once Stipe clinched up, that was where he was like, all right, I'll regain myself. But for the first bit, he was just looking like, deer in headlights.
I don't know. It was weird. I don't feel like DC fought as well as he has.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen him perform better.
I think it was the shorts.
Huh?
I think it was the shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, the fact that he was wearing champ shorts?
Yeah, many of those white icy champ shorts.
Man just didn't really seem to have his usual swagger.
Yeah. Dude, I know we said that when he gets hurt, it's kind of a bad look, but even even after he got up and stuff, it's like when he gets hurt, he kind of gets a little rattled, I think.
Yeah.
Like he kind of seemed he seemed like upset, you know what I mean? Sort of thing.
He was like, "Oh, I don't want to go out like that."
Yeah, he did. Well, because he's sitting on a stool, I don't think he quite knew where he was, and he didn't seem like
what was
he was really
saying?
in it to fight.
He was like,
I couldn't hear him.
Dead on the second round stool.
He was saying at one point he said he wanted water, and then at one point he said he wanted water on his head.
Yeah, but he asked his coach something like, was he like, "Did I get dropped?" What did he say?
Yeah,
he said, "Did I get dropped?" Or it may have said, I think he also said, "Did I drop him?" Because he thought he dropped him in the beginning of the second.
He definitely buckled him in the second round.
Yeah, he did. But I don't think he knew where he was when he walked over to his stool at the second round.
Yeah. It was weird. He had to walk past Stipe when he got up, and he just tried to do his poker face as he stumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you saw him leaning against the cage, and you were like, "Oh shit,
he's
really not in it right now."
Dude, I was like, all right, how is he gonna get up here? Like, maybe we'll be all right. And then I was like, ooh.
Yeah. No, he was struggling. I don't know. It's just so sad to see him go out like that.
Yeah.
It is, but I guess that's the fight game.
That is
the
game.
No, it really is.
It sucks because it's like he's thinking like he's like this sucky fighter, like going out on a loss and shit. But in reality, he's just always been number 2. Like he's just always been this like amazing like legendary athlete. But he would be that legendary athlete if there wasn't always that one guy in front of him.
Yeah, no, it's a real shame. It's like, Frankie Edgar to Jose Aldo. He totally could have been the featherweight champ if Jose Aldo hadn't existed.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a shame.
Frankie Edgar was a lightweight champ, so.
He was a lightweight champ, but,
take that
I'm
away.
talking the featherweight division.
All right, he's talking about the featherweight division. Can we talk about the Jarizo Rosenstruik fight?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
The other.
I feel Santos getting knocked out like that, man. Oh.
I called that shit for you. I saw it. I saw it as clear as day. As soon as JDS had his back up against the fence, I was like, pay attention.
I like JDS, man. It sucks seeing him lose like that.
Dude, JDS does not do well against the fence. We know that.
What'd you say?
I said JDS does not do well against the fence.
Yeah, he doesn't do well against. people who are coming
Yeah,
for.
he's just kind of like, the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division. If you beat JDS, you're in.
Yeah, he was looking fine.
Yeah, he looked all right. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like it
But
was.
look, he's not. If we threw him in for either Stipe or DC, we're going to see a distinct, difference in levels.
I feel like that whole fight. I really just felt like it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
Unless JDS grappled him, I really thought JDS's only chance was to grapple him, and I still believe that is true.
Yeah, and then I was a little concerned because Rosenstrike had just gotten absolutely murdered. Like,
Yeah, that was only 2
ago.
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with the heavyweight division. So many people fought each other that I have no clue what's next if John Jones doesn't step in.
I mean, it's Ngannou Stipe too.
But Stipe shut him down so well that it's hard to sell that fight.
Bro, it's not hard to sell that fight at all.
No. It's not hard to sell that fight, but it's hard for me to believe.
Ngannou's a new fighter now. Ngannou's completely different than what he was then.
I mean, I was thinking about it though. Like, we don't even know if he's gotten better at grappling because he's just been.
Yeah, we really haven't. We haven't seen grappling since then. He could still be the exact same ground fighter.
Want to know what screwed is though? What screwed is he could go in there against Stipe again and just catch him, and then he'll just like.
Yeah, no, he could. He totally could. But the thing is, I want to see him. Actually, he did get paired up with the wrestler Curtis Blades, and he knocked him out. He knocked the living daylights out of him.
Yeah, and Curtis Blades better wrestler than Stipe Miocic, but that's not.
But the thing is, Stipe Miocic can take a shot. Curtis Blades couldn't.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't. That was a bad point, but
But no, we have seen from Francis twice now against Kane and Blades that you throw him in there with the wrestler.
It doesn't really
matter. He still might just knock him out. Yeah.
Well, Kane was weird. Kane was coming back from that long layoff, and then he busted his knee in the fight.
Talk about that.
He busted his knee after he caught a short uppercut, which was so short.
Yeah.
That I don't
it
even
was
understand.
A weird fight.
Only Ngannou could hurt someone with that uppercut.
Yeah.
Like he definitely shut him off with that shit.
Oh no, he did. Like if you watch it back from one angle, it's like, oh.
I really wanted to believe it was just the knee.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that as much as I want Ngannou to fight for the title again, I just really don't see him doing it. Not that I don't see him doing it. Not that I don't see him doing it. I don't see him beating Stipe. Okay. I don't see him beating Stipe.
Explain that then.
You at least do recognize that he is undeniably the next title challenger.
Oh,
right?
He's the next in contention. He is 110% in my book the next in contention. However, it's kind of like I just don't see him beating him.
You know what you do? You know what you do?
What?
You do Rosenstrike, Derek Lewis.
I see that.
Yeah, you could do that. Because Derek Lewis just came off of that big win.
Yeah, I know Overeem definitely wants a rematch with Rosenstrike too, but I'd rather see someone else.
Derek Lewis is definitely going to fight Curtis Blades.
You think so? Well, the thing is, Derek Lewis, I honestly think he's on a bit of a tear right now because you think about it, he's on a decent win streak. He's losing that weight. He's trying to cut down and drop, and he's trying to be lighter so he has more stamina. I think you don't pair him up against DC because we saw he lost to DC in the wrestling, but if you pair him up against
DC's retired. Did you forget that?
No, you get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is DC is the best wrestler in that division, right? If you pair him up against Stipe, Stipe's not quite the same wrestler. There's a chance that he could knock out Stipe. He's in that similar boat of Francis where
but you can't give Derek Lewis a title shot right now, can you?
No. I'm not suggesting that you do, but if he beats Rosenstrike, I think he would be next in line.
Derek Lewis the fight or Curtis Blades?
No, Derek Lewis. I think the fight to make is Derek Lewis versus Rosenstrike, and whoever wins that would be next in line after Francis.
I just don't think that they.
What do you do with Blades then?
Yeah, I don't think that they did that thing at the press conference for no reason. Like, I think the UFC pays attention to that stuff. And
what at the press conference?
Like when Derek Lewis gave the reporters the headline of his fucking.
Oh,
I'm gonna take down Curtis Blades.
Yeah, yeah. But dude, I don't like that. Just Derek Lewis has a 1% chance of winning that fight. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Derek Lewis shouldn't make that call out. I just think it's a bad idea.
that's a different thing. Derek Lewis probably does not win that fight.
Like, bro, you throw
Yeah.
Derek Lewis in there with Rosenstrike, he could easily knock him out.
Yeah.
Like, he could get knocked out too, but he,
Like if any, like in that fight, Derek Lewis has the grappling advantage.
yeah.
What about Curtis Blades against someone like Volkov? Oh, wait, no, he
Just
just beat him. He
happened,
just beat
yeah,
him.
it
He
just
just beat him.
happened.
I'm not thinking. I didn't mean
You were
Volkov.
not thinking.
I meant Junior Dos Santos.
All right, wait.
No, Junior JDS just lost,
I gotta
Yeah.
see heavyweight
And
ranking.
and Curtis Blades just
still.
won. And Curtis Blades is on a tear. Why would he fight JDS, who just lost, to Rosenstrike, who just lost?
I don't know. I just feel
Curtis
like
Blades has really
I
only
feel
lost
like,
to Ngannou.
Yeah, I feel like
That's a
I feel
fact.
like the Curtis Blades Derek
also,
Lewis
he just
fight.
beat Junior Dos Santos. What am I talking about? He just beat Junior Dos Santos. Scrap that. I'm not thinking. I'm sorry. I'm
All
looking at the wrong rankings.
Bro.
So relevant rankings here. DC out. So we got Ngannou clear number 1 contender. I think we could agree. You got Blades at 3, Lewis at 4, JDS at 5, Rosenstrike
Two.
at 6. They're gonna flip flop, and then the only other guy you got is Overeem at 7.
Who's 2?
So 2 is Francis. 1 is
Oh, okay.
DC. So,
Yeah.
so
I think Curtis Blades versus Derek Lewis. I think you make that fight, even though
unfortunately.
it may not be that fun to watch.
So at that point, bro, you got to make Rosenstrike rematch Reem.
I don't think you don't make that rematch.
Then who fights Rosenstrike?
Wait. What about
Reem needs to win a fight before.
We
he
could bring-
fights.
Dude, Reem
what about
just won a
bringing
fight. Reem just
what
knocked out
about bringing-
Walt Harris.
What about bringing
Oh, he
Verdun
did.
back? He just beat Gus.
Walt Harris.
Oh, Fabricio, he's like retired, isn't he?
No, he just beat Gus.
Yeah, but his contract's expired.
I don't know. I think you could bring him back and really test some people.
Yeah, but
Look, I think if you want to build up somebody's resume, they have to be able to beat older people like that. I just
What are you
think that
saying, bro?
He's saying Fabricio, we're doing bring him back for Rosenstrike. Dude, that would just kill everything
For
Rosenstrike is going
Rosenstrike?
for him.
I don't know. I just think Rosenstrike. I really think that could bump him up. I think a win over someone like Verdun could really make a resume for a title
That's
shot.
the worst possible fight for Rosenstrike.
Fabricio would armbar him in like a minute, I feel like.
Verdun is ranked
No, but-
lower than him, and he's the most dangerous possible fight. The only thing Rosenstrike needs to fear is the ground game, and Fabricio Verdun is the best heavyweight grappler to ever live.
But if he shuts that down, it proves that he's ready for a title.
That's the dumbest point I've ever heard. You don't do that. You don't.
Sean Shelby. The Sean Shelby.
Yeah.
What reason do you have for
I'm not going
Fabricio
to-
to even get
from
another
an-
crack at a top 5 guy?
Well,
From
'cause
an
it shows
MMA
that. What's
From
up?
an MMA perspective, Rosenstrike versus Verdun is an interesting fight because it's pure striker versus pure grappler. But in terms of if I'm Rosenstrike, that's not a smart fight.
Oh, no. I agree with you. I don't think it's a smart fight for Rosenstrike, but I do think that it's captivating enough that if he beats him, we could be like, all right, he's well-rounded enough to go for a title shot.
I just don't see how that catapults him. Like Verdun is lower than him, and if he beats him, it's gonna be because they didn't grapple at all.
He's lower than him, but he's a big enough name that it does help catapult him.
I think
Like, Verdun's
Rosenstrike.
not a no-name person.
All right. I like the idea, bro. I'll give you that. I like the idea. But we're gonna play in terms of reality in this podcast. And I think Rosenstrike is gonna probably wait for probably whoever loses Curtis Blades versus Derek Lewis, if that even happens, or one of them.
Yeah.
And dude, I just looked
Yeah,
at it.
that's fair.
There's gonna be an odd man out here. 'Cause
Yeah,
you got
or maybe
Ngannou-
Overeem.
you
Maybe.
got
I
Ngannou-
think, I was about to say, I think
no.
Alistair's the odd man out.
Hold up.
Yeah. Can you screen share this fucking heavyweight division right?
Oh, no, I'm getting this taken because the second I pull up these rankings, you guys are gonna go. Burrell's gonna say that like Sergey Pavlovich should get a title shot
Yo, Musty, you disabled screen sharing?
for you.
I'm trying to screen share the heavyweight rankings right now on
But let me
Ranking
just say
MMA.
this. Let me just say this: if you take You could do a JDS Overeem like veteran sort of striker. They fought once. You could do that rematch.
Yeah,
Because
they
who
were
cares
already
about those
kind of
two at this
old when they
point?
fought, though.
Just make those two fight each other. Let's get to the real contenders.
Yeah, because who cares?
You could give Rosenstrike Volkov. I know it's kind of another step down, but he's not fighting. I don't. If you put Blades and Lewis together, I think the only then
Can you screen share it?
all that's left is Overeem and
Yeah,
Volkov.
must
Yeah,
have. Can you let me screen
here.
share?
No,
Yeah.
just screen share the freaking thing. He can do it.
I have it up. There we go.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think Rosen he did say that he wants to fight again, like soon, like in his post fight interview.
I'm gonna say Volkov.
Yeah, so he probably fights again before Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis even fight, to be honest. And then he waits for the loser of that if he wins.
Can I say like just screw Curtis Blades? Because like I feel like man is such a problem for basically everyone in the division.
Yeah, because he isn't
And
afraid to strictly wrestle you.
and I have no interest in seeing that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see Derek Lewis fight Rosenstrike, but you can't just look past Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades just beat Volkov, so maybe I don't know.
Well, that's the thing.
What a mess of a division.
Yeah, the heavyweight. It's such a problem because they're all old and they all have already fought each other.
It's definitely better than a light heavyweight division, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's dry as a bone.
Yeah. This is a fact.
Well, the light heavyweight division, it would honestly open up if John Jones was gone. Like, let's be real.
Hey, bro, I'm finally closed my fucking door. Oh, I'm in complete darkness.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't. All we see is you, Jake. There's nothing behind you. Yeah, if John Jones
I just
left that
received
division,
a photo of Stipe's finger literally inside of Cormier's eye.
Yeah, you didn't see that? They showed the replay of that.
That's horrible.
Yeah. But can we talk about what happens if Francis and Stipe fight again? Because Francis does seem like a more evolved fighter now.
I can't tell you what happens.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if he's really all that different. Because like when I look at his fight against Rosenstrike, like how much of a developed fighter is that?
Yeah. I think when you're that powerful, it comes at a cost. Like, what drives you to really develop any actual technique?
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no way he just didn't do any wrestling or grappling.
Well, yeah, bro. If Stipe can't wrestle him, I mean,
he's in trouble.
Yeah, even if he can outbox him a little bit, eventually he'll probably get hit if it's on the feet.
Yeah. Oh, that's so scary. Like,
yeah, man. I don't.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's good that he built himself up so much again, like to this beast again, to like where like we don't really know what he is, because it's like I feel like he gets this sense of confidence where it's like he knows he just has to hit you once, so he just comes at you, and that's how you beat him is if he comes at you and you just have to gas him out.
Yeah.
Look, here's the problem with Francis Ngannou. I'm going to do the math right now.
I just told you the problem with him.
So the problem with him is that in his last few fights, we have seen less than 4 minutes of him.
That's his problem? That's your problem.
It doesn't sound like a problem, but if you think about it, it is. All we've seen is power knockouts. The problem with him with Stipe was he wasn't good at wrestling, and he got tired.
That's what
we have no clue. Look, he's built himself up a great resume for to build up a rematch against Stipe. He totally has. He's totally got wins in his column. He's saying like, "Hey, I'm the next guy in line." But at the same time, we haven't seen him address the problems that he had against Stipe.
It's still,
but that is kind of why we got to see it again, because Stipe is the only guy who can present him with those problems.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good point to like look for, but like you can't say that like Stipe is gonna out wrestle him again.
I know. I just wish that there was someone he could face who actually really could testify as to whether or not he has improved since that Stipe fight.
Yeah,
And
like,
maybe that
Correct.
was
That's
Curtis
Gordon
Blades,
Ryan.
and maybe Curtis Blades proved to not be the guy to be able to do it. But still, I wish we could see just an ounce of his ground game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
there's
would
no way
like
it's
to.
that
I
educated.
guess I'd like to see it too. But I'll say this: if they book that Stipe rematch, I'm done betting against Stipe, bro. Like,
You bet against him?
no, I didn't. But just I've doubted the man basically
Yeah.
in every one of his last like 4 fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I
man's
feel
clearly a
that too.
beast. He's
I
a
feel
beast.
that too. Like when I was watching that fight today, I was like, fuck. Like, this man is undeniable.
Yeah.
You could like because you look at DC and you're like, this guy kind of has that little kind of greatness thing going on.
Yeah.
And then you see Stipe go in there. And, bro, in that 5th round, like, yes, Stipe was holding on to him. I know we're back to this now, but they were both, like, just putting it all out there.
Yeah. DC wanted like DC knew that he had to go after him though in that 5th round, and Stipe knew that he just had to hold him.
Yeah.
And
But the
Stipe just
craziest phenomenon in Stipe is that throughout that fight, there were times when he got hit. And throughout the Ngannou fight, there are times where he got hit. And yet he's
Yeah.
still staying on his feet. He's not really wobbling.
yeah, his chin's crazy. His chin really is crazy.
I mean, it held up. Like, only thing that wobbled him was the punch back there, which is a whole different, like, sort of thing when you get hit back there.
I know he got buckled. I think he got. I remember him getting buckled once after that too.
Yeah.
When I think he got hit on the chin and his knees buckled a little bit. It
Yeah.
wasn't as much as that though.
Yeah. Dude, I got breaking news. Mike
Breaking
Perry
news?
What?
has broken up with his girlfriend.
No.
Who?
Mike Perry.
Oh, my God.
Our group chat is named after Mike Perry.
Dude,
We're
1:35
Mike Perry
a.m.
fan club, dude.
Ready for the tweet? I tried my best. It was never real.
It was never real. Oh, my God.
Is that it?
Dude, he's flipping his corner, man.
This guy goes, "You okay, Mike? Don't do anything silly." I feel you, man. That's why I always keep 3-4 hoes in rotation.
Bro,
Oh my God.
he was really acting like she was wifey. She didn't even last 3 weeks.
Dude, he was literally like, he's going to keep cornering me.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I mean, let me say this. He says
going
he
to
tried his
Jackson now.
best. You say he tried his best. You see him cursing her ass out in that bar video
bro,
when
she
she's just
clearly
trying to not
wasn't
get him
supporting him.
arrested.
She clearly wasn't
He-
supporting him in that altercation.
Bro,
His
she was
profile
trying
picture
to,
was still
she was trying
with
to
her.
save his like record.
I know,
how long ago was that
it's
tweet,
not-
Musty?
That was at 1:35 a.m.
But you know how the females be when they get into altercations, they just start screaming like it's gonna change or anything.
Dude, bro, he's like, shut up, bitch. You're not
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah, that's what he said. That was so good. He was like, "You're a traitor."
Wait. Isn't his girl pregnant?
No,
Yeah, I think they are.
no way, dude. There's no
How
way
about
I
this
haven't.
video right here where they're on the beach and they open up the balloons?
Oh,
Wait,
stop.
no.
Let's see it. Hold on. I think it's a boy.
Oh no, baby
Hold on.
plot.
Open it up, Mike. Open it up.
No. He
Yeah.
impregnated her that fast
Oh
too?
my god, bro. It's
I think he's gonna be a dad.
dude. He's gonna have another girlfriend by like next week too.
Yeah, and that one's gonna be his next wifey.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
I
dude.
love how Till
Mike
says it.
Perry is introducing a child to the world.
Bro, did
Mike Perry
you
Jr.
comment on it?
Dude, until it's like my theory, like it's his first girl. You know, he's in a bubble.
No, dude, it's not his first girl. He was with Platinum Princess.
Well, yeah. But Till
He was
was
married
saying
to her,
like
dude.
it's a new relationship.
No, but remember he got married in like that short
Yeah.
sleeve tuxedo?
Yeah, bro, man.
Like-
I feel
Like, you know,
He dipped
You know
out of
what
the
happens?
marriage.
you know what happens? These birds, they get a hold of you.
Yeah, he got worried that Till actually, linked up with her.
Yeah, probably. He saw those teeth.
not one of them are real.
One of them. A pina colada?
How much money do you think he spent on those? Like $25K? Like they're nice teas.
Probably, bro.
Oh,
Honestly,
that was after the Woodley fight. He said he was
that's
like,
at least
"Fuck,
a
I need to
bandit
create."
tooth.
He
You
was
did
like,
it after the Woodley fight?
"Yeah." He was like, "I need to create a new image. Fuck this shit."
Yo, Woodley Covington got announced.
Holy shit, dude. I think Covington has it. I think Woodley's going to go on a 15-round losing streak.
I agree.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Like that's such a bad fight for him.
Yeah, I was saying though,
Terrible
like,
fight.
bro, if anything's gonna like wake this man up out of his slumber,
Kobe Covington.
it's gonna be Kobe Covington. Like,
Yeah, dude. Either we see a goddamn motivated Tyron Woodley, or we just see the exact same shit we've been seeing.
bro, if Tyron Woodley goes out there and murders him, like, I'll forgive him for all his like.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah,
But
yeah.
honestly, I expect nothing. Why would I?
No, I don't.
expect nothing from T Wood. I honestly don't even know if he's gonna show up to that fight.
Yeah,
Probably not.
really.
Like, bro, he's just gonna get.
I see Colby going through him.
He's literally just gonna stand there and wait for Colby to throw a 1-2 and then shoot in on him, then do the same.
Yeah, but Colby, I think, is a better wrestler. I think Colby's gonna do exactly what he did to RDA and keep him against the fence.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly what's gonna happen.
What screwed up is that Colby's title shot should have been against Woodley, but then they gave it to Usman for like no damn
It
reason.
should have been. Colby honestly should have been a champ.
That was Ali pulling some strings, yeah.
So we would have had a Colby champ. Oh
Yeah.
that would
And
have
then,
been
I wish we had
and then the
that. I
Usman
wish
fight
we
would have
had a Colby
happened,
champ.
except Colby would have been champ.
Yeah, I would have been fine with a Colby champ, and then Usman comes in and beats him. That would have been all right.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if Colby took the belt from Woodley? That would have been crazy.
Dude, it would have happened.
That would have been absolutely wild.
Tell me if the not Snoozman, if Tyquil Woodley showed up like he did it in that Usman fight against Kobe Covington, he would not win.
He doesn't.
Yeah, if that same Woodley showed up,
there's no
Covington's
way.
good enough that he would have beaten him.
Yeah,
like
no way.
Kobe Covington needs that Tyquil Woodley to win.
Yeah, but bro, if Woodley has like an ounce of like pride in him, you can't let Kobe Covington like be all over you for 5 rounds and like dominate you.
But where's the Tyron Woodley that beat Robbie Lawler? Like that Tyron Woodley, if you bring him back, he can set the world on fire.
That was a scary human being.
Bro, that
Robbie Lawler out like that.
I don't know what happened.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, what happened? Man got into the rap game. He was like, I don't like this fighting shit anymore.
Yeah, he got the belt and he was kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna chill now.
Yeah.
Like that fight against Damian Maya, genuinely, I could have got. I think I did fall asleep watching that fight. Like that was terrible.
I think he started fighting not to lose, but you'd think that once he lost his belt, he would kind of like stop. But now it's like he's just gun shy.
Yeah, now it's like he's just it's like he took steroids and now he's like off them.
It's that part. I feel like it's mental. I mean, man still looks like a damn
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
trunk in there.
Like that's what I mean when I say. That's what I tried to say in my like what I just said. Like he has the confidence of like somebody that was on steroids and then is now off them.
Yeah, he's like a different fighter, which is a shame because motivated Tyron Woodley is a killer.
Yeah, that's just peak athleticism right there.
If you think about his run to the title and the way he knocked guys out, that guy's you don't want to mess with him. You don't want to mess with him.
Dude, if that guy like, I don't get why he just doesn't like stand in the middle of the octagon. It's literally like he has a magnet like on his back.
Yeah, honestly, he should just. I don't even know what it is. He like likes to sit back, but he should honestly just be moving forward that jab and be hitting 1-2s. But he just doesn't.
Just come through with the fast twitch overhand. Who's defending that?
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, well, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, what if McGregor had fought Woodley when he like lost it?
He still probably wouldn't have won. I don't know.
Treeweight world champ.
He might have, but he might have won, but they would have been striking. Like Woodley wouldn't have been as I feel like Woodley wouldn't be as gun shy in that fight because he isn't afraid of just getting gassed out. You know what I mean? So I feel like
I think he's scared of getting hit at this point.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know if that's it. I think he's just scared of getting like fucked.
Yeah, maybe. Just all around doesn't want to get like
Yeah,
embarrassed.
yeah. I feel like that's more it.
And bro,
Yeah.
he did not like what Gilbert Burns hit him with. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Like man came after him. He was like, oh, I don't know about
I
that.
think he's fighting to fight a 10-9 round, whether it goes his way or the other guy's way. He just
Yeah.
doesn't want anything to go too bad.
Man needs a sports psychologist. Man needs Billy.
Bro, let's be
Yo.
honest. Does Stipe really beat Ngannou if they fight again?
Yes,
I'm saying he does.
Really?
I'm saying he does.
I told you I'm done picking against him.
Yeah, I just want to bet against him now. I want to see him get his ass knocked.
Dude,
Look, man, I'd love an
I'll
Ngannou
say that
champion.
John Jones beats Stipe.
John Jones probably beats Stipe. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the greatest fighter of all time. He beats literally anybody he could ever step in that ring with.
Dude,
If he steps in the ring with
Any human?
if John Jones steps in the ring with a human, he wins.
I don't think
Does he
Ngannou
beat
is a good
Prime
idea for
Fedor?
John. I really don't.
Huh?
I don't think,
Does he beat Prime Fedor?
He would be Prime Fedor. Prime Fedor was
so.
30 years ago when MMA was at a much lower point.
John should not fight Ngannou.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd love to see John Jones and Ngannou. I'd love to see that fight.
Yeah, that would be that would be fun.
Like
That's one of the few human beings who I really think might actually be able to beat John Jones.
Like, bro, that could just end so badly for you if you agree to fight Francis. Doesn't matter who you are.
I guarantee you this shit's not going to be fun if you sign this line. Either you're going to wake up with a headache or you're going to have to like be the most alert and work the hardest you've ever worked in your life for 25 minutes.
And you're still gonna probably wake up with a headache.
Yeah, and you're still gonna be fucked up.
Yeah, I remember after the Rosenstrike fight, he's like, you try to call me out. Maybe you should fight a little bit more before you call me out.
Well, the thing about fighting Ngannou is that you have to be perfect for 100% of the fight.
Yeah.
Ngannou has to just get that one shot right, and that's it.
Dude, I mean, that first Stipe fought pretty perfect, bro. That was like,
yeah. He
that was
did
a performance.
forward though in the later rounds. He did start coming forward. Like I feel like in the second round, he started to come forward after he got cracked in the first, and he started to lose that round because of it. And then he got that big shot at the end, and he kind of started to take over from there. Yeah, he was really smart at the beginning, and then I feel like he kind of just was too much for DC. He overwhelmed him.
Dude, Francis's chin is also terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, good luck.
Everything about that man is scary.
Like I've seen men get punched in the face, and like it doesn't seem to really have any effect on him.
Like it's even like Stipe will punch, like Stipe hit him with like a hard right hand, and like he'll be in a vulnerable position, like he'll be like in the middle of throwing a shot and get clipped with the right hand, with his chin pointing up in the air like that, and it's like it doesn't even touch him.
Didn't Alistair even hit him with 1 or 2 shots, and he was like,
probably
whatever.
Yeah.
Alistair touched him.
You don't think so? I don't recall that fight. I remember 1 or 2 fights where he did get touched. It may have been against Alistair, maybe it was Curtis Blades. I don't remember.
Alistair didn't touch him.
Dude, Rosenstrike punched him like 3 times going backwards, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, Rosenstrike was landing with all of his counters, and then Ngannou just landed 1 punch at the end.
I don't know. I'm still just worried about his wrestling. I mean, the thing is, people like to knock Stipe's wrestling because he compared to DC's, but wasn't he an All-American at Ohio State?
Yeah, wrestler.
He's a man knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
I was surprised that DC was able to hold him down when he got that takedown at night.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird scramble.
I thought it looked like he was going to be able to, like when he saw the half in, I thought he was going to be able to secure him in side control, but I don't know. Stipe was able to get out of it somehow. Yeah, he never even went back to it after that.
Yeah, his coaches asked for it.
Yeah, and like he was able to take him down. He just kind of got out from under him before DC was able to secure position.
Yeah, I think DC was, I guess, only gonna take a leg if he felt like it was there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you guys happen to catch the Jim Miller fight?
I watched.
Yeah,
Jim,
lost
Jim
me
Miller, Jim
hella
Miller.
dough,
That was that was honestly my favorite fight of the night, if I'm being 110% honest.
dude. Yeah,
Did you watch the first fight of the night?
No,
the
I wasn't. I
heavyweight.
didn't see that.
Are
I
you
wasn't
talking
on.
about?
Oh no, like the very first fight of the card. It was like a Hawaiian guy,
Oh, was it
like
the key
Harkara or something like that.
key or
Yeah, it was like 2 Ks.
yeah?
Yeah, that fight was an absolute banger. That fight was crazy.
Oh, the early
That was the
prelims?
decision,
I didn't
right?
catch that.
It was literally the first fight on the card. These two guys, like by the third round, they were so fucking tired. They could barely even put their hands up. They were just like standing in the center throwing. It was
It was
crazy.
really that good of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like the end of that Max Holloway fight type shit, but it was like a goodest fight you could ever
Yeah.
ask for. Like they were dead at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the Herbert Burns fight. That's disappointing from Herbert Burns to miss weight and then lose.
Man was
Like,
fat. Man,
come on, man. Yeah, he
yeah,
put
that's
on body
pathetic.
fat. Like,
I
what are you
don't care
doing?
about that guy, honestly. Like I don't care who your brother is. Like
Yeah. No, if you're not good, it doesn't matter whether you're related to somebody good. You got to be, you
Yeah.
know.
like he was able to like get him on the ground. Like jujitsu should be his thing, but he wasn't able to do shit.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is, how old is Gilbert Burns? Gilbert Burns is 34. Herbert Burns is 32. It's not like he's, that much younger.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Gilbert did kind of just break out in this last year or two though,
Yeah.
which
But
is
still, I mean, they say he's Gilbert Burns' younger brother, 32.
yeah,
He should be, really doing the thing right now, but he's not.
yeah.
Dude, John Jones was live tweeting that entire fight.
Was he really?
Yeah,
What was he saying?
man, Stevie looks lean. DC looking like the more fluid of the two. I'm giving round one to DC all day. Definitely a much slower pace in the heavyweight division, magnifying glass face. Like much, much slower. And no spinning shit. First takedown seemed too easy. DC should go back to it. Wondering how long that speed is going to last all that weight. Oh boy. And someone give that man some damn water. There we go. Spinning shit. You got punched. Sit down, my friend. Dude, I can't believe Mark Goddard said that. Like, no, he didn't get punched.
Yeah.
He got a finger inserted in his eyeball. You should see DC's boxing defense majorly decrease like that eyeball to Warrior. Try that shit with me, I dare you. Damn,
I
man.
thought John Jones retired.
He didn't even retire. He never even said that. I feel like.
Man just wants
Oh
to,
no,
man just
you're
wanna
right.
get
You're right.
paid.
I'm totally wrong. He said
Yeah.
he's taking a break. He
Yeah,
said he's taking like a 2-year break. You're right. My bad.
He just said he doesn't care. Like he would retire. Like he's got nothing to prove anymore.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he really doesn't. Like, for all intents and purposes, I know I say GSP is, but for all intents and purposes, he's the GOAT. Like,
Dude,
no,
David
it's
Bro
very
just said
debatable.
John Jones is a goat on camera.
Yeah.
No, I
He
think
didn't
I
even-
just said for all intents and
We didn't
purposes,
even
I
need
think
to
GSP
argue.
is. No,
He
I think
said
GSP is,
it
but
on
for all intents
recording.
and purposes, John Jones is arguably as well the GOAT.
I'm gonna cut that part out.
Look, it's like
we got it on camera. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
just
get that
cut
out.
it so you
I
say
think
John
GSP
Jones is the
look,
goat.
I know we could go all day on this. I think GSP is, but for you could say John Jones is the GOAT, and he really has nothing left to prove. He really doesn't, and unless he wants to go and beat Matt Hamill.
Dude, I mean that the heavyweight venture definitely like he doesn't need to do it, and it could just end bad for him, but could also
Yeah.
end well for him.
It's like a high risk, like minimal reward.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. What I've learned, you can't stay at heavyweight for more than a couple fights because you're
Yeah.
just rolling the die.
Yeah. No,
Look,
nobody.
the thing is, if he can get some negotiating power and come in and be like, I want X amount of money, and he gets it, then fucking do the fight and get out.
So,
But
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
starting
see
to
him
question
getting
the whole
that
money
paycheck.
thing. I'm just starting to think he doesn't want to fight at heavyweight. He's teased it for so many years.
I don't know. I don't think a fighter would just tease something like that if they knew they didn't really want to do it.
I think he actually wants like a insane amount of money. Then
How much do you think is an insane amount of money?
I mean, like I don't believe Dana obviously, but like Dana said he was asking for Deontay Wilder money.
Yeah.
How much is that? Like 20 million?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm
Yeah,
guessing. I'm guessing like divide that by like 2. That's what John asked for.
Yeah, like that's more than Connor.
I'd give him 10 million.
Dude, they're saying Connor made 40 mil for that Cowboy fight.
That's a pretty penny.
Yeah.
That's an
I'd
easy.
give John Jones 10 million against Francis. I mean,
Bro,
think about it. John Jones, think about everything he's
That's
done
what
for
he
the sport.
wants
He
around
deserves
there.
a payday.
if you promised me 40 million if I beat Cowboy and gave me 3 months, I bet I'd do it.
You beat Cowboy? Dude, if you
Before-
offered me 40 million, you said you go get knocked out by Francis Ngannou, I'll go get knocked out 5 times in a row and I'll take my 40 million home.
5? Wait, bro,
Dude,
I
I might
don't
be
know.
dead. I might be in a
That's
wheelchair. I might be in a wheelchair, but I'll be whipping the nicest wheelchair you've ever fucking seen.
Bro, you're really gonna be incapacitated.
Dude, I don't know if I honestly don't
Dude,
know
I'd
if I
still
fight
be rocking
Ngannou
my
for
40
40
million.
million.
You'd
Like-
literally never be able to like even like have like sex again. You'd never
Like,
be able to.
like if I actually had to, like if I could like tap immediately, I'd do it. But like if I had to like stand and trade with Ngannou for 3 rounds, I don't know if you could buy
No,
that.
no. I'd get hit and I'd be like, that's it. Herb, separate us.
You'd be
That's
dead.
it. I'd go down.
Oh yeah.
Dude, one punch.
No,
it's
dude,
over.
I'd go down to the jab. I'd go down to the
He wouldn't
jab,
throw a jab.
and then I'd play dead.
Why would Ngannou throw a jab against you?
Dude, I don't know. I think I'd move a little bit, and then he'd hit me with like a jab, and I'd be like, all right, Herb, call it.
Dude, man would hit
That
you
is
with
a
like a little
pointless technique.
fake, and you'd be like, and then you just.
Okay, maybe not 5 times. Maybe like twice.
The jab is literally a pointless technique for Francis Ngannou.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Francis
I would fight-
Ngannou doesn't jab.
He
I
has
would
no
fight
grip.
anyone. I would fight Khabib for like whatever.
I would not fight Habib. That would be worse than Ngannou.
That's worse, dude. Khabib's worse. Because the
No,
thing
it's
is,
not-
say I
no, it's
couldn't
not.
legitimately look. I
It's
know you could
not.
tap once you to strikes, but at the same time, say I couldn't legitimately tap like I'm a real fighter. I wouldn't want to fight Khabib because you're just getting
Dude, you
wrapped.
maul me
Yeah.
so quickly, the ref would stop the fight.
That's a good point.
I'll just take my mauling and my 40 million. Like I'll probably have a concussion, but like
Yeah, you can close up like that.
Ngannou, we're
It's gonna be less
talking
damage.
wheelchair.
You still think it would be less damage than one Ngannou punch? Getting them all?
Dude, I mean,
I don't know, because that's a repeated damage. Like he's probably gonna
Yeah.
land like 100, 200.
Ngannou's one and you're done. That's it. You take your
Yeah.
40
yeah,
million and
but
go
like
home.
there's a risk of death there. Like Khabib, I'll just be like severely concussed maybe, but like I'll power through it.
You'll power through it.
I'd fight McGregor, bro. I'd fight McGregor for like. You don't have to give me a lot to fight McGregor.
I'd fight McGregor for so much less.
Like I would get sparked. Like don't get me wrong, but like I'd enjoy it.
You get TV time, man. People
Yeah.
tune in. I'd be like, hey, I got locked out in front of, fucking 20 million people. All right.
Dude,
Not bad.
I'd be chirping that man too.
Spark me, Connor. I dare you. I'd wrestle, man. Man wouldn't want to wrestle me.
You'd wrestle him? What are you weighing now?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, like going into the summer, I was like 175. And now leaving summer, I'm like 160.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you
'cause
lost a lot of your gains.
honestly, I don't know if I did. I just kind of like ate, like I definitely got a lot leaner, but I don't feel like I lost a lot of my muscle mass. Like I definitely got a lot leaner, but it's just because I
Did
don't
you
know.
have body fat?
Huh?
Did you have
Yeah,
like body fat going into
I
quarantine?
definitely noticed a difference in body fat. I definitely lost some overall mass though, because I don't feel
How
like
tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't feel like weaker or anything or smaller, but I weigh like I don't know. Shit was just coming off me because I don't eat as much when I'm at home because
Yeah.
I
And you're
don't-
not working out at the gym as much, like, doing all that sort of crap. But
Yeah,
you're still going to gyms are open again for jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, I went back to Bills for a month, but I'm back at school now.
Oh, yeah, you're at Miami.
Yeah, I just got here today.
And you just got there today?
Yeah.
And Musty, what about you? What's Ohio doing?
Going back next Saturday.
Oh shit! All right, that's not bad.
Bro, what are you walking around at?
Me right now, I'm like 150
Okay, Burrell.
at 5'7".
5'7", 150?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like if we stood
Are you fat or are you big?
I'm big. I didn't put on any body fat. I've been lifting a lot.
150 pounds muscle, Burrell?
Yes.
bro, if we stood next to each other,
You seem proud of that.
I am proud of that. Well, because I since wrestling season, I wrestled 138, and I didn't put on body fat.
You've been
I
running?
put on. No, I don't run at all. I just lift.
All right, you put on some body fat then.
Maybe a little bit, but like.
yeah. If you're bulking, you're gonna put on some fat too.
I put on a little bit of body fat, but like it's not enough that's like noticeable.
I'm not saying you're fat. I'm just saying like you've been eating good.
You call me fat, Musty? Yeah, no, I've been
Hey.
eating more.
Yeah, that's the key. If to bulking, it's really not that complicated. It's all about calories. If you want to
Eat more and get protein. Like,
Yeah.
there you go.
You want to get
Not
big,
that hard.
eat a lot of calories. If you want to get smaller, eat less calories.
Musty, what are you at right now?
Dude, I'm kind of like I don't know like where this weight's coming from right now. But I stepped on like 170 today. And I was like,
And how
damn,
tall are you? You're tall as hell, right?
I'm not that tall.
Taller than me, a lot taller.
I'm like 5'11" too. I'm
All
also
right, 5'11".
I'm like Heath's height, around, close.
Damn, I remember you being so much taller than that.
I guess you're so much shorter.
What's that? Yeah, no, I am. I am real short. Well, Pat Dowd's like fucking 5'10". Everybody I wrestle's taller than me.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, Pat Dowd's just skinny as hell.
Yeah,
Pat Dowd's like a twig.
he's always been like that though.
Dude, I know how to like break through to the next plane of like mass.
I think it's all about testosterone, honestly. Like recently, I noticed myself like I started to get like more hair on my chest, and like I noticed like my body started to change too. Like I don't know, I feel like I just like I wasn't lifting as much as like when I was at school, but
How'd
I
you get
feel
a
like,
T boost?
yeah, I feel like at college, like when I really started to like mature a bit more, like I started to like look a bit more like a man and like my frame wise, you know.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of like, I think I just gotta like change. Like, I think I think I'm just kind of stagnant. So like, if I switch up the routine and like start going like
Yeah,
hard, like
that's
5 days a week, I could probably break through to like 175, 180.
that's a
Well, have you
big
been lifting a lot?
I mean, I've been not as much as I was like a few times a week at this point.
yeah, but that's a big thing is just making sure you don't like fall into a rut of complacency. You always have to like surprise your body.
Yeah, yeah, cause
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm kind of just like staying where I'm at. I'm not like regressing, but
Yeah, once that shit happens, you need to switch it up
yeah.
Yeah.
before
No,
that.
I've been running the same routine for quite a bit, and then like change my not the routine, but what I'm doing.
Yeah, once it starts to get boring, you need to switch it up, or not even like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's things like you'll pair up different muscles on different days. Like if every day I do chest and tris together, my body's gonna be used to that.
Yeah.
I'll have to do like bis and tris, and then the next day chest and back.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between like just consistently doing like the same thing every single day, like doing like pull-ups every single day or like squatting every single day, and like just switching it up and doing something different every single day. Like I don't know, I'm not sure which one's better.
I do a weekly thing where I do legs, then I do push muscles, then I do pull muscles, and I do that 6 days a week.
Mm.
You on your 6 day a week ship, Dave Burrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's how I was at college. It's so much easier to lift at college. Like you have a gym like in walking distance and like just like so much like you don't have to drive any like all of the time that you spend driving at CBA, like that's just completely cut out.
Dude,
Yeah,
all the
like
time that you
30
spend
minutes a
in
day.
class,
It's gone.
what a waste of time.
Yeah,
Like literally, the whole school day, what a waste of time.
literally. Like I spent so much less time in class at college than you would do like in like a 7-hour school day or 8-hour school day, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so like it makes the like high school or regular school system seem so dumb because I feel like I just have so much more free time now, and like and like even though my classes are probably harder, I don't know if they're harder honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Why,
honestly,
you think CBA prepped you well?
yeah. I had one class that was really hard, and that was bio, and because that professor is like one of those like notoriously hard professors. But like
Well,
other
you're
than
doing pre-med, right?
yeah, that one bio class was really hard. Like that was like some like sophomore year like dobro type shit, chemistry.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like the classes have been easy compared to CBA. Honestly, like trust me, life will get easier from
Oh,
CBA.
dude, I'm willing to bet, like,
Dude, it's way
stupid
much
shit
less
at
daily
CBA.
work. Like it's
What that
like
must be?
it's way much like less daily work. So like you could like you don't have to like really like get fed up with homework every day and shit. Like you kind of just
Yeah,
chill out
Yeah.
and then
yeah,
study what you actually need to do.
yeah. That's true. You could cram a lot more, or you could spit. Like it's up to you if you want to
Yeah.
space it
Well,
out. Like you have a lot more opportunity to space it out, probably, but that also gives you a lot more opportunity to just cram.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I did just that with my schedule. So like on Mondays and Thursdays, they're packed, but Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I got like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll see how it goes.
This is an
But
MMA podcast.
yeah, I'm about to call it.
Yeah, I think it's time.
It's hella late.
Yeah.
I gotta take a pee.
All
I
right,
got
yo.
work tomorrow morning,
I
so
gotta
I
cut
really
a
gotta go.
I gotta cut a fat outro. I'm gonna like cut some of this part out. All right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. That was sick. It's now like 3:40 a.m., but
Mm.
crazy card. I mean, kind of disappointing card because we saw DC lose and like their Mally fight like kind of fell through almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really hoping for something bigger there.
Yeah.
Overall, kind of salty. Besides Rosenstrike, that's the only one that I was really excited for.
Well,
Yeah.
what's our next card that we got coming up? What's the
You don't know?
We got
No, oh, it's
Frankie.
Edgar versus Munoz.
Uh,
Holy crap, how could I forget?
I thought you were talking about the next
Oh, the next
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view, the next big one.
Ooh,
No,
that's
Edgar versus Munoz. That's I'm pulling Frankie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but
yeah. Team Elite Wrestling.
all day.
Yeah,
All right, yo, thanks for coming on, Burrell.
yeah.
Yeah, man, it was an honor and a pleasure. Yeah, I hope to come back on in the future.
Yeah, bro, we'll get you back
Yeah.
whenever. All right, yo. Heath.
It's been real. Till next time.
All
I'm
right,
going,
yo.
man. Peace out. See you
Peace.
guys.
Peace.